We're on the same. When I woke up this morning, I was feeling pretty dangerous. About the past and about the future.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Draftvice. We're here. It's Walter. It's Shane. It's Quinn. Your lovely inflatable Quinn.
And Wojo's shirt is here too.
It is.
Wojo's
the very
shirt.
sexy Draftvice shirt.
Yeah, he bought his shirt because he likes his shirt.
He's salty because he doesn't have a shirt.
I have a shirt. It's just from a different podcast.
I'm guessing one that's not going on anymore.
All right.
So, this week, the Jets hired a new GM, and the Texans fired a GM. Oh, I should probably start right off before we get into the GM news. You can follow Shane at _Shane_MCM on Instagram. You can follow Quinn at Anthony Quinn. And you can follow me at Brojo Death Punch. BROJO. Death is in the end of life. And punch, like you'll probably want to do to Quinn by the end of this podcast.
I'm usually on my period too, so.
Yeah.
It's an easy way to remember the period.
And I'm everybody's MCM.
Yeah, just think of Anthony Quinn, and you think, yeah, that douche is on his period. Very easy.
You can also follow the Draftvice podcast at Draftvice on Twitter and Draftvice_football on Instagram. So yeah, let's talk about the new GM news. Joe Douglas was hired as the GM of the Jets. I think this was something everybody kind of expected, unless he kind of wanted to turn tail and not get hired by the Jets because that's a fucked up organization.
Was this the guy you were talking about?
Yeah, this was like the number one with a bullet kind of guy. Everybody wanted him. He was the number one
He was
choice.
with the Eagles? Is the guy with the Eagles?
Yep.
Yeah.
VP of personnel at the Eagles.
Okay.
So I think that was probably the correct hire. Sounds like he was the number one guy that everybody wanted.
And he's been there since they won the championship and everything.
Yeah, he was part of that.
So he knows what it's like to win now. He's like, hey, why don't I go to the Jets?
Well, the good thing is, you at least think they have a good quarterback sitting there, in ready. And if not, then he's going to get his shot at drafting one eventually.
What did you say? If not?
If not, like if Sam Darnold does not end up being a good quarterback, which I'm saying if.
He's not. Yeah, he's speculating.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. It's weird, man. Like to even hear you say that is weird to me because you've been like up Sam Darnold's ass this whole
I think
time.
Sam Darnold's
so
going to be good.
All right.
But,
He's
doesn't mean.
I hope he's going to be good, man. I want to make this clear. I don't have anything against the kid.
That
I
has
just think
zero to do with what we're talking about. He's offering a pure hypothetical situation. That's
yes,
it.
if Darnold does not turn out to be a good quarterback, Joe Douglas will probably get his shot at drafting one anyway eventually.
Okay, all right.
Is what I'm saying.
But I
What
think
I'm saying
the
is-
more likely scenario here is that
Darnold is good, and they get to go ahead and
they
keep
want
drafting.
somebody who can build around him.
Yes.
I'm just saying maybe this guy can release some pressure from Darnold. Maybe this new signing, maybe they let the GM go. Maybe that's a good thing for Sam Darnold now that I think about it.
And we
but
talked a lot
and
about-
with the
we
new
talked a lot
coach
about
too.
the Jets.
Yeah.
Yeah, what they're trying to do is they're trying to find somebody who can find a good marriage between coach and quarterback.
The bigger thing here is the Texans fired their GM this week. And I think that's going to be an interesting one. And this is their second GM in like 3 years. I think, what was it? They had, was it Spielman, who took a step away because I think his family member had cancer. Now they fired Gaine.
And they made the playoffs last year, right?
Yeah.
But you got to look at like how you could either say that's because of Bill O'Brien and in spite of the roster
I thought they were going to
building.
fire him. I thought they were going to fire Bill O'Brien. I'm surprised he still has a job.
Apparently he's really hard to work with too. But I
hate people who are hard to work with, right?
They don't do anything to build the offensive line to protect fucking Watson, a guy who's had an ACL injury and is pretty much the focal point of their offense, minus DeAndre Hopkins.
And he's awesome. I love him.
No, he's fucking
great.
He's
I love
so
him.
good.
Watson or Hopkins?
Both of them.
I love them both. Yes.
I mean, I hate them because they're in my division, but I give respect where they're.
I would have to Kawhi Leonard either one of them if they asked me.
They're both very,
Did you
very.
just coin that into a term? Is that when you measure their poop, or is that when you cup their balls?
Worse.
I'm sorry,
Worse.
keep going.
Way
Let
worse.
Shane go.
Go ahead. What?
No, all I'm just saying is the offensive line. That's it.
Yeah, the offensive line's been shit there the last few years. They also didn't do much to address the cornerback position the last 2 years, and their cornerbacks have either left in free agency or gotten older. They haven't really invested. Like they traded away Dwayne Brown. The owner is a freaking cancer, man. He's probably one of the most
the Texans, yeah?
Yeah, he's probably one of the most annoying people to work for.
No,
Not some big Texas rich guy.
What did he say?
He
What was
wouldn't
it?
be annoying now, would he?
Was it 2 years ago when
Hopkins didn't show up to a day of practice because Hopkins
because of the
and,
kneeling shit? When the kneeling, what did he say? He says you can't let the prisoners run the asylum.
Yeah.
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
Or the inmates run the asylum, something like that. Yeah, some racist shit. And then
So he pissed them off. He's been one of. Is
But,
he the
but,
one who is also?
but can you let the inmates run the asylum?
Well, I think the question here is, are they inmates? Because A, they're getting paid, and B, they're the product.
I know.
So I think that's really why they got upset and why a couple of players didn't show up to practice the next day when that happened.
So does the factory make the product, or does the product make the factory?
Well, people aren't buying the product. Anyway, with your strange ass non sequiturs.
I don't know.
And guess what? They've only have one lineup, one GM candidate lined up right now. It's Ray Farmer, the former GM of the Cleveland Browns from 2014 to 2015.
oof.
Wow,
Yeah,
nice.
Not
They should go grab that motherfucker, right?
yeah. Wasted 4 first-round picks in 2 years.
He's a hot commodity, that motherfucker.
Isn't he the one that drafted Menzel?
Yes.
Yeah,
and Gilbert.
He should be called Menzel. They should be like that should be in his name.
He had a couple of good second and third round picks, but like still, your first round picks not hitting and being that much of a miss is pretty bad. Now you could also blame the owner for the Manziel situation because there was a lot of rumors that he was the one who was behind the Manziel pick.
No, but Menzel's going to make a big comeback, right?
Maybe in the XFL. Is that what the
Is
new
that what they
rumor
signed him
is?
for?
Now is that where he's
Oh,
going
he was in that other league that failed, right?
Yeah, well, he was in the CFL.
He
then
got hurt
was-
though, right? He got hurt in that league, right? He was hurt.
He got hurt in one of the games. But
That's why they folded.
Yeah, only because he folded. Oh, yeah. It wasn't because the guy who invested in it basically ran off with the money and shut it down.
Is that what happened? Yeah.
He invested in it basically for the app.
What was the name of that league again?
The AAF.
AAF, yeah. They had good TV contracts, man. They had everybody.
Yeah.
They were on everything. It was pretty interesting.
So the question here is, like, what are the Texans going to do? I mean, I know this is good for Shane because Shane doesn't have to worry about the Texans being good.
Well, I still think they're going to be good.
Oh, they're going to be good. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They got talent.
They got a good defense, and they always have a good defense, right? No?
Keep in mind, Gaine didn't find most of that talent. Most of that talent came from the previous GM, Spielman, who took a step away.
Chris Spielman?
Steve.
I think the handling of Jadeveon Clowney, too, has caused a lot of this because they didn't re-sign him. They were talking about trading him, and they were talking about franchise
Yeah,
him.
well, they did tag him.
Yeah, and then it just took too long, and it was like, I don't
Well,
know.
you have up until the franchise date, but I think the issue is that they don't really know what his value is as a pass rusher. He's not really a great pass rusher. He's a really good run stopper. But he's a solid outside linebacker, but I don't think – and I don't think
He's a good tackler, man. That guy's a good tackler.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like him.
Dude's got freaking crazy-ass arms, man.
Yeah. I like the guy. I've heard people knock him. It's weird. It seems like either people love that guy or they hate him, so I don't know. I like him.
The other thing that we wanted to talk about was should the NFL change the overtime rules? Currently, the overtime rules are if there's a tie at the end of the game, they flip a coin. One team gets possession. If that team gets a touchdown, they win. If they get a field goal, the other team can get possession and can attempt to either tie with a field goal or get a touchdown and win the game.
Only thing I think they should change is even if you score a touchdown on the first possession, the other team should still get a shot.
And that's what I think a lot of them were talking about. There was some talks, though, people were thinking maybe they should go to the college overtime rules.
No, that's stupid. I don't like college.
I
overtime rules.
think they should fix the thing where the tie thing. I think that there should be no ties anymore.
No,
Well, that's
there should because if it's a long because you're exhausting players and making them more susceptible to injury, and you're really gonna fuck a team over.
Okay, that makes sense though, because
Yeah.
they're really tired at the end of the game. Okay, all right, that makes sense.
And they shortened the overtime last year
I think it
down
was
to 10.
Yeah. So like, so here it is now. So like, let's say the Giants and the Jets are in overtime. Giants get the ball first, score a touchdown, game's over. I don't like that. I think if the Giants score a touchdown first on their very first possession, the Jets should get an opportunity to at least tie it. If they tie it, after that, it's sudden death. And
I think it should be, I think it makes it easier with that, like with either score, whether
Or-
it's a field goal or a touchdown.
how about this though? Like, how if you don't want ties after the 10-minute overtime, and if it's still a tie after that, to take away ties and to make it less susceptible to injury, have a kickoff. Like, start it at like a 40-yard field goal from each kicker. If they both make it, move it to 45.
I think you'd piss a lot of people off if games came down to kickers at the end.
Yeah, but I'm just saying though, like, you're not risking injury. And
Cody Parkey somewhere like, see?
But I'm just saying though,
He's my buddy. I like
it also
Cody
gets
Parkey.
kickers more respect. It'll get kickers probably more value for what they are actually.
I don't think
worth.
kickers have ever had as much respect as they have right now.
That's what I'm saying. But it'll take away ties and it'll make teams less susceptible to injury. Like losing, like imagine if you lost Saquon Barkley because he's playing into his fucking 80th minute and he tears his hamstring or some shit.
Yeah, no, I understand. Yeah, no, I understand that.
Or by the next week he's exhausted and gets fucked up.
But that could happen in any game.
It can, but you're making it inherently more dangerous by doing that.
I like Shane's idea about if it's a touchdown, you give the other team a chance to tie it up.
Yeah, I
But
agree
then
with
what
that.
sucks is then you still have a fucking tie.
Yeah, but then after that, it's sudden death if another team scores, or if like I'm saying, at the end of the extra period, if it's still a tie, then you might piss people off with having it come down to kickers, but who gives a shit? You're gonna piss people off no matter
It's
what.
like a hockey thing or like a soccer. That's like a soccer thing almost, like penalty kick type of thing.
Okay, but it'll work. It'll take away ties and it'll take away the chance of injury. Plus, no
That's
matter
a little too progressive for the NFL.
But
man.
here's
That's
the thing,
not
though.
gonna
Not
happen.
in today's world. You can't even fucking tackle the quarterback. But what I'm saying is, like, no matter what they do, if they keep it the same, people are going to bitch. If they change it, people are going to bitch.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But the way it is now isn't terrible. I liked it when they changed it.
It's not. I just think both teams should get an opportunity is all.
I think
That's it.
I agree with that. I just don't. The only thing I don't like about that is that presents the opportunity for more ties. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's still the same amount of the same amount of time, and so you still have the ability to play defense. You still have the ability to throw a touchdown. Like it's.
I'm with you, but I don't know. No, I do. More football, man. More football. As much as I can get, baby.
The league's also been talking about changing shortening the preseason down to 2 games, and
I think that's great. Yes, absolutely.
nobody watches the first preseason and the last preseason game anyway.
Yeah. I think that's a great idea.
So you short it down. I think the only thing that the fourth preseason game gets you is it gives you the opportunity to see. All right,
Your final 52.
Do you know why? You know why?
Who's like the guy who should be on the back end of this roster.
You know why they're doing that though. You know what they're setting up for, right?
You're either gonna like reveal something amazing or you're gonna say something really stupid. But go ahead.
They're setting up for adding extra games.
Yes. Okay. You said.
What?
That was no. Actually, that's true. That's what they're trying to do is get it to 18 game seasons,
Yeah,
extend the
yeah.
playoffs. Yeah.
What the fuck, man?
That's just the expectation.
Nah, yeah, but it's true though. Like, because even when you see the starters play, they only play like what, a drive, maybe 2, and then everything they're doing is vanilla offense because they don't want to show you what they're planning on doing in the regular season.
It's bullshit. Preseason football
People
sucks.
get hurt. If through training camp and 2 preseason games, if you don't know who should be on your final 52.
Honestly, but even the stars, like you can see them in preseason, they're just annoyed to even be there. It doesn't look like they want to be there.
Yeah,
Well, because they don't want to get hurt. You saw it happen to
Yeah.
Odell Beckham a couple of years ago.
Jordy Nelson,
Your new bitch? Is that what you're talking about?
Julian Edelman.
My new,
Your new
star wide receiver.
your
What
new
was
trick?
that? Yeah, that's an interesting way to name. Call
Your
it star
your
wide
new
receiver.
fucking trick. Your new trick.
Who's your trick?
That's who's on Wojo's. That's the face he has on the blow up doll now under his bed.
Coming from the guy who
Used to be
Coming
Baker
from the guy who
Mayfield.
looks like he uses blow up dolls quite often.
He used to be Baker Mayfield. Now Odell has replaced him just for a little while.
Why would I ever cheat on Baker Mayfield?
Why
Yeah.
would I ever cheat on Baker?
now you're coming from the
Yeah,
guy
especially
who
with a black guy,
loves
right?
Daniel Jones.
And talks about cuffing balls.
DJ,
like, a little
baby.
Too much.
DJ, you're my man. Shout out to DJ.
Fucking, you see the NFL posted a video of him like, oh, Daniel Jones turned the fucking boosters on. He ran like a 4.940 in the video. I'm like, what? Let me see if I can find this dumb shit.
The other thing that happened this week was
Dude, don't
Gerald
be hating.
I'm
Gerald
not
McCoy
hating.
signed with the Panthers. He met with 3 teams: the Ravens, the Browns, and the Panthers. Seems like he's going back to the NFC South, and he's going to be playing Tampa Bay twice a year. Also, they gave Sue McCoy's old number. So it looks like they're starting a little bit of a feud there.
Nice.
I mean, it happens. He stays in the same division that he's familiar with. He doesn't have to move far, if at all. I mean, he's old, man. Like, not old.
He's going to
like
be part of a rotation. That defensive line is actually a pretty stout defensive line. He's going to be.
Where did you say you went to?
Carolina Panthers. So he's going to be in a rotation with Dontari Poe and Quan Short. That's a solid interior.
Look at this. Look at these boosters right here. Look at Daniel Jones just fucking blazing speed.
Dude, he's my boy, man. He's my jigger.
Yeah, you say that now until
That's
he
it,
throws
man.
7 touchdowns and 18 interceptions.
Let's see, baby. Let's see. You better fucking hope, Shane. You better hope.
Oh yeah.
Because if he does good, I'm gonna fucking fillet you on this podcast. You hear me, boy?
Yeah, let me just pray to God that Daniel Jones doesn't do well.
So yeah, the Panthers' D line is going to be interesting, and they also drafted 2 edge rushers. So
And they have good linebacker support. If he can get put on a pitch count, he can be very, he can contribute a lot with his age and his high work volume. If he has a solid pitch count, he'll be good because he's a good pass rusher. He's not a bad run stopper. Just he has to come to the reality, and so does the people hiring him, that he's not the every down guy that he used to be.
oh, absolutely, and I think that's why he went with the Panthers, is that they have the interior defensive line depth where he's not going to be an every down player, and his salary wasn't that much. I think it was around $8 million.
Yeah.
So decent. I think with opportunity to get up to $10 million.
They also have a very good defensive-minded head coach. So.
Yes, Ron Rivera.
Yes, I like Ron Rivera.
He's a good coach.
Yep. I like Ron Rivera.
And part of it was the culture and the team. That's like the players met with him and took him out to dinner, and they all went out to a vegan restaurant because Gerald McCoy is vegan. And
Ron Rivera just seems like one of those guys I would want to lead me into something. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's
he
the
seems
thing,
like a
though.
tough fucking guy that I'd be like if
Former player.
he called me up right now and said, Anthony, meet me at the flagpole with a gun, I would probably go, and I'm not a gun guy.
The only players that have ever complained
impressed.
about being there are fucking Josh Norman and Kelvin Benjamin, and those two both have attitude problems, and no one likes playing with them.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
it's-
dude.
also, Josh Norman's issue is more with the GM Gettleman, and a lot of players had issues with Gettleman. When
oh
they
yeah,
were
Gettleman's
in
a fucking
Carolina.
idiot. He drafted Daniel Jones 6th overall.
Gettleman, shout out to Gettleman. Shout out to DJ. Boo!
I'm just saying, Gettleman there was a lot of players, D'Angelo Williams, Steve Smith Sr., they all had problems with Gettleman, especially in contract talks. So,
Steve Smith Sr., though, was kind of a pain in the ass, too. He's got an attitude, no?
He's
yeah,
also,
he's got like a certified attitude, man.
but he was a team player.
He's a fucking, I like the guy.
was a
He
fucking
needs a
leader.
fucking Hall of Famer. Shut it down if you don't let that fucking guy in. But, I don't know. I mean, but I don't necessarily like his attitude. Like, I wouldn't be like, wow, act like Steven Smith Sr.
He has not been in the league for like 3 or 4 years now. Let's not go on a tangent about Steve Smith, please.
Although he is still like in the media for football.
Yeah,
so
that's
like he's
it,
still
though.
around. All right, so
You think he's good on the mic? You think he's pretty good? He's all right.
I like him.
yeah,
He's all right.
every once in a while he kind of get like he might say something that's kind of annoying or something, but
That's everybody.
Well, he's learning.
At
He's
least
learning.
he's not fuck. Now here's a guy, fucking Chris Collinsworth, dude. Jesus.
You know what?
Christ.
I saw the football life on Chris Collinsworth. He was a tough fucking guy, dude.
He's a piece of shit.
He was a tough receiver, man.
The dude pays people to fuck his wife while he watches in a corner.
Does he?
Probably. Look at him.
Wow, how much does he want? How much?
all
How
right.
much is he offering, man? I don't know. I need some fucking money, man.
You probably nothing.
one of the things I wanted to talk about was Trent Williams has actually requested a trade from the Redskins.
No,
and
he
one-
has demanded
Yeah.
a trade.
Well, and one of the reasons for that is because there was issues with his medicals, and he has an issue
And who's
with the
Trent Williams again?
What?
left tackle.
Just kidding.
One
I'm
of the
kidding.
top
Joking.
5 in the NFL.
Joking.
But yo, this is something we talked about
with Alex Smith, with
fucking the
Darius
dude,
Geis.
the guy that's farting all the time, fucking Colt McCoy.
Why does he fart all the time? What's
Dude,
up
he
with
drinks
that?
like a gallon of raw milk a day.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh,
Yeah.
my God.
Yeah.
Bro.
Milk does not do the body good.
Not
was a
only that,
bullshit
but if you're
fucking
drinking
ad.
a gallon of raw milk a day, you got to be fucking shitting up.
But
a
what
storm.
he's doing that for calcium to like heal his bones or
Who
something?
the fuck knows? He's a weird guy from Texas. Like,
Yeah, his name's
But yeah,
Colt.
we
his
did
name's
talk
Colt
about-
McCoy. So
We did talk about some of the issues with their medical staff. With some of these players keep on getting injured. They keep on getting infections. They keep on having.
Oh, this
more
is the guy that
issues.
had the staph infection.
No,
Is-
he
oh,
wasn't. He had another issue with them.
a lot of people have had fucking issues with them. It's because Dan Snyder, the worst owner in the fucking
he's
NFL,
terrible. Horrible.
He's a cheap and a piece of shit. He's probably getting his fucking medical staff like from Bergen Community. Or
They
some
should.
shit.
They should make that. They should. I don't know what they should do. I mean, he ruined that fucking franchise. The Redskins was such a fabled franchise. It was such an awesome franchise, man. Fucking Joe Gibbs was such an awesome guy, man. Joe Gibbs is one of those people, man. You just see him, you just want to go shake his fucking hand. I mean, he's the man.
But yeah,
Joe Gibbs
Snyder-
should kick Dan Schneider's ass. I said this on one of our first podcasts. We should set up a wrestling match where Joe Gibbs wrestles Dan Schneider, and I got $20 on Joe Gibbs, baby. I mean, he's pretty old now, but Dan Schneider's a bitch. That's right, Dan Schneider. You and all your billions of dollars.
One of the few good
I'm
things
sure
about
he-
the Redskins
I'm
is
sure
their
he's
offensive
listening to
line. One of the few things about
Anthony
the
Quinn's calling you out.
One of the few good things about the Redskins is their offensive line. If they lose Trent Williams, that's a giant piece to their team that they really can't afford to lose, especially with a rookie quarterback
I
who's
was
probably
just
the
about to
most
say that.
that most potential on the team to be like there any way for them to get to the playoffs.
a rookie quarterback and a second-year running back who's yet to play.
and tore his ACL, and he had other issues.
Yeah.
Like he had cleanup procedures done.
Yeah, like I just
How is it you're in the NFL, and how's it your medical staff isn't like the best in the fucking world?
because he's fucking cheap, dude.
You think that's really what it is?
I honestly, yes. If I had, because here's the thing, though. If
I know
it's-
he's like a self-made man or whatever.
I
you
don't
know.
get-
He made his money on dildos.
If
or
it's a
something like that. I don't know.
consistent fucking problem, that means it's coming from the top. And
He
if
had
I,
the best dildos in the world though for a long time. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
nobody's gonna laugh at that. I'm just saying, the dude's fucking cheap. He's known for being a cheapskate. He's known for being a piece of shit. If it's a consistent problem, it's coming from the top, and it's because
fire your medical staff, hire new ones.
he's a piece of shit,
Now,
dude.
I'm making it sound like it's easy to do, but you got to go ahead and do the research and go do it.
I'm
And-
just-
and it's either him or the second in command who is
But
Allen.
dude, if you're this guy that has all this money and you want the liability of lawsuits, man, it just doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense. And that's like your car. If you made race cars, if you were racing cars, you'd want to have the best engine, you'd want to have the best mechanics, you know what I'm saying? That's your
This is what I'm saying, though. If it happens to your rookie running back, all right.
I'm with
your-
you. I
your
think you're
first-
right. I
your
think you're right, but I just can't understand
Your
it.
first two I can't understand
It's
it either.
fucking ridiculous
But if
to
it
me.
happens to your rookie running back, your first two quarterbacks, and your best offensive lineman, and you're not just going and saying, hey, yo, what is going on with the talent on my team? Why does this keep happening? That tells you he's the fucking problem. Because
Yeah.
he's a piece of shit.
He is. I agree. Why don't we just go dump him in the East River or something? You know what I'm saying?
Passaic. Really.
Fucking Dan Schneider, man.
Let's do a fun thing now. We're all stand-up comics.
Let's stop talking about killing Dan Schneider and do a fun thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Before some dude in a fucking suit knocks on my door and puts two in my chest.
Yeah.
So we're all stand-up comics. I'm sure we all have our favorites here, and I was thinking you could set a lineup right for a night to watch 5 stand-up comics, right?
Ugh, okay.
You like kind of like a draft.
Okay.
We each go in a row, pick one. So like if he picks Bill Burr, you don't get to pick Bill Burr. If he
Okay,
picks-
here's the thing, though. What is, first of all, dead or alive or only alive?
All time. Has to be all time.
I wanted to say alive, but
No, it has to be all time.
I say alive, too.
you can't do a real show. At
Yeah,
this
because
point.
if it's a fantasy football podcast, you're not going to be like, you know who I want? Joe Montana.
I don't know if there is 5 motherfuckers alive. Anyway, that I even fucking like
that you would
much.
sit through. Oh, okay, wow.
Go ahead. So go ahead.
Okay, but
Do your little thing. Wojo.
so since it's a draft, though,
Speaking of little, no, I'm not going to bring that up now.
Oh, no. There's no little things around here, pal. There's a
All right,
Sicilian,
Tiny.
there's a Sicilian surprise. There's
Okay.
no Irish curse, baby.
All right, so
DJ.
when you draft fantasy football players, it's to, who's going to score the most points. What is the desired outcome of drafting these comedians? Like, who's going to bring you the most money for a show, or just who's going to...
It's your show. You get to go ahead and watch these 5 guys. It's your personal enjoyment.
Are you
but think
promoting
these are-
it? Are you promoting it or are you watching it?
You're watching it.
Okay.
So this is kind of weird. It's like a private show just for you.
Yeah, and your friends and your family.
Oh, okay. Not you, though. You're not like there.
It's not just you in a show.
Well, I don't know, man. It's like some kind of weird role play shit you're doing. I don't know, man.
All right.
It's like a new video game. Or you fucking millennials. I don't know what the fuck you're up
I'm
to.
down. We got pins. Motherfucking...
We got pins. What the fuck are you talking about, man?
Baking
Shit gonna
soda.
get weird in here?
You go.
I don't know. Me and Walter have never been to jail. You're the only one that shouldn't be allowed to pin.
Whoa. Who said I've been to jail?
You?
When did I say that? Did I say that on the podcast?
Yeah, literally the last one.
Did I say that on the podcast?
Yeah, you argued with Swift about it.
No, I didn't say I went to jail. He said he went to jail. I didn't say I went to jail.
Yeah, you really did.
We can play back the tape.
We can. We'll play back the tape.
Jamie, pull that up.
That's right.
Oh, fuck. This is a different podcast. This isn't Joe Rogan Experience.
Yeah, Joe Rogan's next, man. I'm coming for you, Joe Rogan. Right after Dan Schneider, I'm coming for you, bitch. You can give me a rear naked choke if you want, man.
Yeah, what? Who are we not trying to piss off this episode?
What? What'd you say? Dude, everyone's up Joe Rogan's ass, all right? I fucking listened to Joe Rogan 10 fucking years ago. I was a big Howard Stern fan. I was a big fucking Opie and Anthony fan. Joe Rogan used to come on all the time. No one fucking listened to him, okay? Everybody is up Joe Rogan's fucking ass right now. And you know what?
That's how it goes.
I'm a fan.
Everybody
I'm a
starts
fan.
off somewhere.
I'm a fan, but you know what? I'm not sweating Joe Rogan. I'll go up against his fucking podcast any day.
Anthony Quinn, Hipster Hour. That's the next podcast because it's just going to be him alone yelling to himself.
I'm telling you, dude. He's
Yeah,
Alex
we're
Jones.
going that way. What?
You're Alex Jones of the podcast.
I'm not Alex fucking Jones. Get the fuck out. Alex Jones is full of shit. They're making the frogs gay. What they did was they got all the ticks and they put that Lyme disease in them. Somebody was telling me that one time. They got all the ticks together, and they put all the Lyme disease in them, and I said, "Who did this? Government workers?"
Hey, who's going first?
I worked for the state. Those people were the fucking laziest people on the fucking planet.
I don't know who should go first.
That's what I'm saying.
How do we decide this one? Should do it.
We're doing 5, right? 5?
What was the order from the other night? Who went up first on Friday?
It went like this.
You went first.
Friday.
All right, Shane. Shane Quinn.
What are you talking about?
You talking
I'll go
about
last.
in terms of like when we performed at the time?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was 4th, and then you were a few after me, and then you
Or hey, listen, I'll go last. You guys can flip a coin on it.
I don't care. Go ahead. You go first.
Or how about me and him flip a coin, and then you and him flip a coin?
All right, work.
I don't know what's going on. I'm lost here. I don't know. As
Or
long
no, here.
as
Rock, paper,
as long as my
scissors, one
O-ring,
time.
as long as my
rock,
O-
paper, scissors,
Yo,
do it.
rock, paper, scissors.
as long as
one
my
time.
O-ring doesn't bust, I'll be fine.
Jesus Christ, Quinn, nobody's gonna laugh at that. I'm gonna say every time you try to come off with a joke, I'm just gonna say that. Nobody's gonna laugh at that.
Okay, we'll see.
All right.
Do you know how to play rock paper scissors? This isn't new. This isn't new.
He's just looking at me like, is
Are
he
you
about to
ready?
hit me?
Are you ready?
No.
One.
That was scissors. What?
Okay,
have
fine.
arthritis?
Yeah, we will. I was expecting 1, 2, 3. Mine stayed rock. He threw scissors. So technically, I won. All right. All right, you and me, Walter. 1, 2, 3, shoot. All right, so I go first.
Paper covers
Now
rock.
you two.
Fuck out of here.
You ready to go?
Oh.
No, Quinn. All right, so
What the
you're
fuck is wrong
second.
with you people, man? We used to do odds and evens in Queens when I was a kid. Odds and evens is.
No, it goes 1, 2, 3, shoot. All right, so you're last. I'm first. I'm taking Burr.
Ding.
I'm going Burr.
He's another one, right? I listened to Bill Burr 10, 15 fucking years ago
Yeah.
when he was on O&A. Now everybody loves Bill Burr, and he's a great fucking comic.
That's why they love him. So why are you mad about it? The dude's
because it's just like when things get popular, people fucking ruin shit, and I don't want them to ruin
How is
Bill
that
Burr.
ruined?
He hasn't been ruined yet, but I'm saying this is what happens when people get too popular.
I think
They
you're
fucking
just
ruin it.
mad because
Jim
other
Jeffries.
Ooh, damn.
He's a good comic. Wow.
Ding, ding, ding.
Wow. Let me think here. Bill Cosby. I was a big Bill Cosby fan back in the day, man.
See, it's actually a good thing we didn't do this based off of the money the thing would make.
He's not active.
Yeah, he is. He does he
He can
tweets.
just stand up from jail.
He tweets his fucking wife. The comedy shit. Come on.
Oh my god.
Have you ever heard himself? Have you ever heard that? Stop touching me. Don't touch me. Stop. That's probably the act he's doing right now. But
All right, Shane, who's your second pick?
This is hard.
5, man. We gotta pick 5 each.
Joe Rogan.
you fucking sellout, bitch.
How am I a fucking sellout? I've been a UFC fan my whole life. I've known Joe Rogan since
I
known
love
of him.
Joe Rogan, and
Dude.
I love fights that he calls.
You know what's
nobody
crazy,
calls
though?
a fight
Bro,
like Joe Rogan.
Here's the thing, though. You know what's crazy? Before he did the UFC, before he did Fear, because everybody either knows him as a stand-up comedian or podcaster. The dude,
He was on Spin City.
No, he was on News Radio.
I mean, News Radio.
Dude,
Sorry, News
that's
Radio.
when I first saw Joe Rogan. Then I saw him on,
I meant News Radio.
Then I saw him on UFC and Fear Factor. I'm like, dude, is that the guy from News Radio? Then I found out he did comedy. I'm like, holy shit.
Everybody knew him from News Radio.
No, they
Yeah.
didn't.
Yeah, they did. I was there, dude, when News Radio was running as
Walter,
a news show.
who's your second pick? Before Quinn goes on another tangent.
Oh yeah, right.
Hey,
You just want people to know that you've been following these people since the beginning, and now
No,
they're
I don't. I
You
don't.
know,
I'm not a one-upper.
that's exactly what it is.
Gabriel Iglesias.
I'm just keeping it real.
It's not that you're one-upping.
Fluffy.
I'm just keeping it real, motherfuckers.
All right, we'll go.
We'll make a real
motherfucker.
pick.
Norm Macdonald.
Ooh, that's a good one. I
That
love
was-
Norm
yo.
Macdonald.
That can almost go as your first round pick, man.
Yeah, he's fucking good.
Relax, calm down, stop sweating Anthony Quinn.
Okay, mine. Jesselnick.
Oh, faggot. Sorry, I have a cold.
Hey, not all of us like good
I
comedians.
get that fucking cold, man. You know, I get that down there.
See, this is a personal one, so I don't know if I should go with somebody who I wouldn't actually typically pick. But I'll throw it out there. I'll go a different direction then. I'll go Brad Williams.
So you have 2.5 picks so far.
So we're talking about people that are primarily stand-up comics.
Yeah, that's what a stand-up comedy.
But we're not
draft-
talking about people that are comedic actors. We're
No.
talking about stand-up comics.
Yeah, like you wouldn't pick
Will Ferrell.
or Jim Carrey because he hasn't done stand-up in like 20-something years.
Okay.
Can we change this from 5 to 6?
Sure.
Boom.
5 to 6. Jesus Christ.
How can you not think of a third stand-up comedian?
I can. Just give me a fucking second.
That's not how it works. You ever watch a draft before?
But see, a lot of the people I like are dead, dude. The people that influence me are dead. And you said we couldn't use dead comics, so I'm trying to think of some people alive that I really like. Rich Voss.
Voss ain't bad. Is it VOS or VOZ? I always
I
forget.
don't care. He's a half a tard anyway, but I do like his comedy.
Your turn.
I know. There's so many guys that like Mark Maron or favorite of all time.
I like Mark Maron.
Mark Maron's so good, but I don't know if I put him in my top 6.
Ooh, wrong way.
Ron White,
Big damn theme park.
my favorite of
Dave
all time.
Chappelle.
So you say
Oh, that's so good.
so you say Mark Maron and then you write Ron White. What the fuck is up with that?
Because that's why I wanted extra. I was like, oh, Ron White's my favorite stand-up comedian of all time.
Dude, I got a first-round pick
Yeah,
in the
dude.
4th round.
Yeah, I don't.
Suck it.
How the fuck did Chappelle fall so far? Damn.
Hey, man, you people invite me to talk about football, and now you're like asking me to,
Talk about comedy.
I sent you this.
Okay, I'm going to have to go with Captain Jerkoff, Louis C.K. And
See, I think this makes the draft a little bit more even.
he is a legitimately one of the best comics ever. And I don't care how many times he jerked off. The guy's a fucking great comedian.
No, he's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
He's an
That's what I'm saying.
unbelievable
This makes this
comedian.
draft very even right now.
Joey Diaz. Fucking cocksucker.
Ari Shafir.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
What? Nobody pushes an envelope more than that guy. You're just hating.
I'm not hating. I'm not a fan.
Oh, you're gonna
The
tell
fuck
me
you want from
you're gonna tell me
man?
Rich Voss is better than Ari Shafir?
No, but I don't like Ari Shafir. I don't know who's better. Whatever. Rich Voss is funny, man. He's kind of a little hacky, but he's funny. I like him.
All right, Captain Jerkoff, go.
Trying to think now. See, everybody's dead, dude. Everybody's fucking dead.
No, they're not.
Jim Norton.
Solid pick.
Big J Okerson.
Bert Kreischer.
Hell yeah. Okay.
You just put an eye in the machine.
Yeah, just machine.
Nick DiPaolo.
Oh, you could ask your buddy Josh to introduce you.
Bro, and look at this.
Who, Josh who?
Anyway, quick round. 2 that are dead. If you have any.
Richard Pryor.
Yeah, absolutely.
Robin Williams.
Rodney Dangerfield. Big, huge influence of mine. I fucking love Rodney Dangerfield.
Especially all the respect you get.
George Carlin.
Greg Giraldo.
Patrice O'Neal.
Good one. And yet we still didn't name people like fucking Mitch Hedberg, nothing like
I
that.
don't really like Mitch Hedberg that much. Don Rickles. That's my boy. I saw him one time. He was fucking awesome.
He was a great roaster. But look at this, like Mark
Great stand-up comedy.
Kevin Hart's not on here. Sebastian Maniscalco's not on here. Fucking just a lot of people.
I don't even like Kevin Hart that much. He's all right.
I don't like either one of them that much.
So that's why they're not on here.
But it's just like like any other list. you
I
would
think
see.
every comic on here is better than fucking Kevin Hart. Every single one.
except for
Except for Rich Voss.
The one you picked.
The one I picked. I couldn't think of anyone for a second. I just thought of that hacky douche. I like Rich
Okay,
Voss.
a lot of teams have a throwaway at 3rd round.
or 6th overall pick, 5th overall pick.
Well,
whatever.
yeah, that evens you out. You see, Jeselnik cancels out Voss.
How? Jeselnik's one of the most respected comedians in stand-up right now.
He's a fucking... I'm not a Jeselnik fan.
Why? Because he's funny?
I'm just not. Yeah, hey, man. Dude, he's good for him, man. I like his haircut.
I think that was fun. I think that we had a lot of fun doing that. Yeah, I think that wraps up the podcast today,
Yeah, man.
guys.
Yeah. Wraps it up.
Seems so excited. All right, so you can follow the podcast at Draftvice on Twitter, at Draftvice_football on Instagram. You can follow Shane at _Shane_MCM.
Yep.
And you can follow Anthony Quinn at _Anthony Quinn. And you can follow me at Wojo Death Punch.
And if you're an old person, a really old person, you can go on Facebook and you can just find me as Anthony Quinn.
You
okay?
can also find the
good-looking guy.
You can also find the podcast on Facebook as well. And all that will also be in the show notes. Whether you're
If
fine,
you're a really old person.
If you're
If you have a lot of cats,
If
you can
you-
find me on Facebook.
If you're a parent, you might see him in the front page of your newspaper around the Halloween season saying don't go near his house.
Hey, I register everywhere I go, okay?
He jerked me off this episode.
Yeah. Yeah.
peace out.
When I woke up this morning, I was feeling pretty dangerous about the past and about the future.